Hello everyone, my name is Mark Hanna and I'm the publisher of the Rio Grande Guardian, and today we're having another exciting conversation with the CEO and President of the Greater Mission Chamber of Commerce, Robert Rosell. Great to have you, Robert, with us today. Thank you so much for being with us.
Well, thank you for having me, Mark.
So you have some exciting events happening this week. I know you're having a luncheon with the United States Hispanic Chamber CEO, Javier Palomares. This is on Thursday, correct?
Yes, so it's going to be on Thursday, September 14th from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. We haven't had one in over a year, and whenever I wanted to relaunch this, I wanted to bring someone that was local from the Rio Grande Valley that has had a lot of success outside of the valley, and so the first person that came to mind was Mr. Javier Palomares.
Yeah. So, before we set up for the live stream, Robert was talking to us about the different projects that he has going on, and recently you recently became the CEO and President of the Mission Chamber of Commerce. So, tell us a little bit about your background, what you did before this position, and how that experience has prepared you for this role.
Sure. So, prior to me joining the Chamber of Commerce, I was a corporate compliance officer for BBVA Compass. I oversaw the credit card division and consumer loan division for the entire bank, which encompassed about 700 branches, a lot of product development. But in addition to that, I also served as the president of our local volunteer bank chapter. And that encompassed teaching low to moderate income individuals financial literacy, partnering up with chambers of commerce to teach small business workshops, and then also doing home buyer workshops with organizations such as Osti and McAllen.
Very cool. So you really were kind of already functioning like as a chamber, but you worked for a financial institution because you were out there networking in addition to your role in compliance.
Correct.
For those watching who hear the word compliance, what is compliance?
So compliance from a banking standpoint means regulatory compliance. We need to really follow the laws, set by the government, financial regulation, and just really keep the bank honest, put out products that's in the best interest of customers, but at the same time, the bank can make some money on. So really a neutral line in offering products, but also being in the best interest of customers.
So are you big on reading the details and the fine print whenever you look into anything?
Prior to joining this job, that was one of my main duties at the bank. Reading the fine details, a lot of disclosures, working with our marketing department in my previous role, making sure that everything was really straightforward.
And you were born and raised here in the Rio Grande Valley?
No, so actually, I was born in Fort Hood, Texas. Something you may not know about me is that for the first 7 years of my life, I lived in Laredo, Texas. My mom's side of the family's from there. And then my stepdad is from New Jersey, so I got to live up there for 6 years. And then junior high on, we lived in Waco, Central Texas, and that's where I did junior high school. I've always been very familiar with the Valley. I have an aunt and uncle that's been here. And so summers I'd come down and spend time with them. And so when it was time to choose a university to go to, Baylor was just a little pricey for me. And so I chose at the time UTPA, which is now UT-RGV.
Yeah.
So I did my undergrad and graduate degree there.
So, living in Laredo, New Jersey, you don't have that New Jersey accent, the Jersey.
No, I do not. But, I think living in different areas of the country is something that I would not change because it really opens your eyes to a lot of different diverse backgrounds. Yeah. And so I think it's been a great experience thus far.
Well, that's really exciting to have someone with a diverse background from not only across Texas but from across the United States, and you kind of learn things, experience things, and you bring those proven practices back to your hometown.
Certainly.
We talked not too long ago, and you had mentioned the different partnerships that you were focusing on, and you've really pivoted the Mission Chamber in a new direction. focusing on partnerships and working smarter, not necessarily harder.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about these partnerships.
Sure. So the first partnership I'll talk to you about is we partnered up with the Texas Department of Transportation. We're going to be having a HUB certification workshop. HUB stands for Historically Underutilized Businesses. So it's minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses that are trying to get access to these state contracts throughout the state of Texas. So we have two gentlemen coming down from the Austin area on September 20th. We're going to be hosting a HUB certification workshop. It's free. It's going to be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And so I certainly invite everyone from Mission and throughout the valley to come join us. They're going to do a little bit of an overview about what the HUB process is about, and then they're actually going to sit down with any attendees and actually get them to fill out their HUB application and get them going in the right direction.
So, chambers by definition are pro-business, right?
Yes.
How does this partnership, kind of promote that pro-business? How does that help the people in Mission when it comes to business?
So good question. So I'll start off with our membership. We're trying to get our members more business, and then getting them HUB certified, it gives them access to these state contracts, which in turn,
state contracts we know those are good business. Contracts. Yeah.
Yes. So definitely very exciting partnership. We've already had a very good response, and I'm really looking forward to this partnership with TxDOT.
And in a perfect world, after September 20th, after this event happens, what do you hope to see as a result from this event?
Well, what I hope is that first our membership really has access to these state contracts and continues to get access to these state contracts by being HUB certified. In addition, probably on a quarterly basis, we're going to be doing these HUB certification workshops. So it'll be on a continuing basis. It's not just going to be a one and done partnership. It's going to be a continued partnership that we're going to be doing here moving forward. 2017 and then 2018 and beyond.
That's really cool, and for anyone watching that is interested in taking advantage of these opportunities, who can they contact?
You can contact us here at the Mission Chamber of Commerce. You can visit us on our social media page, Facebook.
Perfect.
We've really been promoting the event digitally, different resources, media sources such as the Real Grand Guardian right now, and just reach out to us, and we'll definitely sign you on.
Perfect, and we'll go ahead and comment on the feed, the Mission Chamber website, so that way you all can contact them if needed. We want to thank everyone for tuning in. These conversations at the end of the day, they're about educating one another,
sure,
having healthy discussion about the things happening in our region, in our state, in our country, and overall bringing the community together and moving together forward. So Barbara Hinojosa, she says, great information. Thank you, Barbara, for your leadership in the community. And for everyone else watching, feel free to share the feed. We want as many people listening to this valuable information. So, Texas Department of Transportation, that's one partnership.
Yes.
And the interesting thing about Robert is that he's taken this approach of saying, hey, we can partner with these other entities and amplify what we're already doing. Is that something that you learned from the private sector?
Yeah, I think it is, and in addition to working with the private sector, we used to partner up with a lot of different organizations. I'm all about partnerships, working smarter, not harder. But I also think it's something, me being a millennial, I think we're into partnerships.
Yeah.
And I think whatever is better for, either the chamber sector, nonprofit sector, government sector, private sector, I think overall we're all one, and if we can all work together, it's going to be a better success for Mission and for the entire region.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
I agree.
So how does the board, the chamber board, feel about this new direction? I'm sure they're very excited at the momentum.
Yeah, so my board of directors is comprised of 15 board of directors. They've been very, very supportive. And us going in this new direction as far as partnering up with state entities is something they're definitely looking forward to doing.
And your new incoming chairman?
Yeah, so it's Trung Nguyen. I hope I pronounced that right. He's a plant manager at Royal Technologies.
Very cool, and we recently did a live stream with Trung, and a very exciting conversation, full of energy. So
very energetic.
Yeah, I can just imagine the leadership that he's going to bring to your board. So congratulations on that. Let's talk about the next partnership.
Sure. So very excited to announce this partnership on September 27th. We partnered up with the RGG Small Business Development Center. In addition, we're bringing in a financial institution, that being BBVA Compass. We're going to kick off a 7-part small business workshop series titled Thinking Outside the Box. So if an attendee attends 6 out of the 7 workshops, in addition to getting a certificate from the RGV SBDC, BBVA Compass has agreed to give a 1-year business checking account for free to someone that completes this small business workshop series.
Wow. And the other thing that I was just thinking of is, these events, in addition to, coming and receiving valuable information, think about the networking, right?
Yes.
You're going to have a room full of people, like-minded people that are ambitious and have goals, and some of them, will meet for the first time. What have you all planned when it comes to networking for the people that come to these events?
So as far as the attendees here at the workshops?
Yeah, just for them to be able to communicate, are you encouraging people that come to these events to network within each other, to help grow whatever it is they're trying to do?
Yes, so the way it usually works out is about 30 minutes prior to kicking off the program. I let them network a little bit, see, meet one another, talk about their business, and actually, there's been some business out of these conversations that have stirred up in these business workshop series.
Yeah, no, I can imagine, because when you get a room full of people that are like-minded, that's where solutions are happen, right?
Yes, and it just really creates the right environment for different businesses to get to know each other. Maybe they haven't had the opportunity to get to know one another, and so coming to the chamber, learning a little bit about how you can be successful with your business, and also meeting other businesses and how you can potentially use them is the perfect. It's really the perfect solution.
Yeah, and so we have September 20th, the event happening with Hub, Texas Department of Transportation, right?
Yes.
And then September 27th is this other event partnering with RGV
and BBVA Compass.
And BBVA Compass.
Yes.
You're going to have a busy month in September this month.
Yeah, and so I'll just be honest with you that for the from now until the end of the year, we're going to be busy every single week. We really got something going on, and so I think the Mission Chamber of Commerce is moving in the right direction.
Yeah, no, we would definitely agree. I get all the Facebook invites, so I definitely see participation there. Let's talk a little bit more about these partnerships. We talked about 2 of them, and I know there's multiple.
Yes.
What other partnerships have you all entered?
I'll talk about a partnership that we did with a local advertising agency, RGG Vision Magazine. And so they handle our local advertising, but in addition to that, we partnered up with them to do these bi-monthly business mixers. They've been very successful. First one, we had about 125 in attendance at Bodega.
Very cool.
A unique concept about that is that all the proceeds, when you attend, always go to a nonprofit, and we always honor somebody here in the community. So the last one, if you weren't aware, was at Bob's Steakhouse. We honored Mike Rhodes and his family, Rhodes Enterprises, and all the proceeds went to Teach for America. So we had about over 250 people in attendance.
Yeah.
And so I think we're just going to continue this partnership of doing business mixers, creating that good networking environment, what we talked about, and just continuing to move forward.
And to have someone like RG Vision that has that experience already, you're not duplicating efforts, right? They know what they're doing, and you're partnering up with them for the greater good. Teach for America, I'm sure, is really excited. Anytime someone says, "Hey, we're going to help you raise money," I don't think they ever deny, right?
No, great organization. I think John Stevens represents that organization very, very well. So, we're definitely looking forward to continuing, our partnership with RG Vision. honoring members and helping out members such as Mike Rhodes and their family, and then also, you know, a member of the Mission Chamber of Commerce, which is Teach for America.
Yeah, and we did a live stream not too long ago with Mike Rhodes, and you know, phenomenal individual who's focusing on the big picture.
Correct.
You know, and you know, let's talk a little bit about that. As the CEO and president of the Mission Chamber, you know, it's very easy to get stuck into the details, but you always have to focus on the big picture, right?
Correct.
How do you do that?
Well, I think first and foremost is my organization. You know, organizing with well thought out time really sets you apart. You know, I'll be very honest with you. We're already planning some events for early 2019, Mark.
Wow,
Yeah.
2019.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting. Hopefully everything, you know, sticks to plan, right?
Yes. So you know, just stay in touch with me, and you're going to see some good things coming out here from the Mission Chamber of Commerce.
Well, we know that there's a lot of exciting things that have been happening in the city of Mission. You know, in the past, we also did a live stream with Alex Mead, the EDC president and CEO, and the Mission Seed Building is another, you know, big place where people gather. Any partnerships there with or interaction there with the Mission Seed Building?
Yeah, certainly. So we're actually going to be honoring one of our members coming up in October. She's had some really good success. I can't really let out the secret details, but you know, she's getting honored by a big company that initially started off with the Ruby Red Ventures program, and so you know, we're going to be doing a small private event for her just to invite the media and some other key stakeholders, which you're certainly invited to come join us.
And we will be there.
You know, I actually had the opportunity to serve as a judge for Ruby Red Ventures. When you talk about partnerships, so the winners from Ruby Red Ventures actually get to become Mission Chamber of Commerce members for at least a year, and then we'll continue that relationship moving forward. So we definitely have a good relationship with Alex Mead and his staff there at the Mission Seed Building and the Mission EDC.
So you know, and we're having so many people, you know, working to make Mission and the region better. You know, does that motivate you to say, okay, what can we do more? Like, do you ever, you know, look at what Alex is doing or look at what other people are doing in the region and say, we need to do more, you know?
I do, and but I think, you know, my main focus is just the day-to-day grind here, coming up with some new innovative ideas, thinking outside the box a little bit, and I think if we're successful in doing our own events, we can certainly, you know, get to that same level that other organizations such as Alex and the EDC or other very important organizations throughout the region have had success doing as well.
Yeah. And that's a great philosophy to have, you know, just take it day in and day out, you know, and focus on that grind. So Mission Chamber focusing on business, a big aspect for business in the Rio Grande Valley is that international business from Mexico.
Yes.
And I guess we can say in the last year, a lot of things have happened, you know, from the national level to the state level that have affected basically people crossing over to shop. And, you know, this region has always had a very fruitful segment of shoppers that come to the Rio Grande Valley for retail.
Certainly.
Mission has really focused on investing on their retail sector, their corridor along the expressway, as well as a lot of other small businesses within Mission. What can you tell us more or less about what businesses in Mission are seeing when it comes to that international traffic? Has there been a decrease or an increase, and why do you think that's happening?
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, we've seen a decrease here in the Mission area, and I'm sure other areas and throughout the Rio Grande Valley have experienced the same thing. You know, I think first and foremost, you know, initially it was some of that turmoil used by our current president, but it's not just that. I think some of the safety concerns as far as, you know, the roads that are traveled from the Mexican nationals over here to the Mission area and throughout the Rio Grande Valley. I think safety is a big concern. So I think if on this side of the border we can have healthy conversations with the Mexican side of the border and we can ensure safety, you know, for these Mexican nationals coming over to our area, I think you'll see that increase once again.
Yeah, and that's something that we've also heard very, very common. We have, and I've got different friends from Mexico that operate businesses here, and they say it's nothing from the presidential administration that's stopping. It's literally security.
Correct.
It's literally being able to transport themselves by vehicle safely, and their families. Safety is very important. And rather than take those risks, they just are not doing it anymore. They're flying elsewhere, going to San Antonio, etc. But overall, this is something, the security issue is always something that's cyclical. Historically, you look back and it doesn't last forever. So we hope that, the Mexican government is focusing on that security aspect, and they are. The governor of Tamaulipas has said that he's going to focus his efforts on security on that side, which hopefully will benefit this entire region. But what do you tell your members when it comes to that? Do you tell them, hey, there's hope, that things are going to get better?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just reiterate what you said. I just reassure them that it's a cyclical, and that whatever comes down must go up.
Yeah.
And I think here in the near future, hopefully, business from the international community, such as the Mexican nationals, definitely increases again, because I think this region, Mission, and throughout the Rio Grande Valley, that business is very, very important to this region.
Driving down, to your office today, I exited Conway and I'm driving, downtown Mission, and it's such a great historic thing to look at. Because it feels like a downtown, like an old city downtown, small town feel. When you're attracting businesses to come do business in Mission, what do you sell them on?
I sell them that the community is very, very welcoming, as they have been with me coming on board here. But in addition, that we're definitely growing in the right direction. 10 years ago, Mission was not what it is today, and so. As far as growth, specifically business growth, we're definitely trending in the right direction. And then I always end with, I'm a big sports guy, that Tom Landry's from the Mission area. And so I'm a big Cowboys fan. Once you're on your way out right here on Conway, you can stop at the Tom Landry mural.
Very cool. So that's the selling point. It's like, look, we're good for business and all of that jazz, but Tom Landry, he's from Mission.
3 things that you need to know about Mission: Tom Landry, grapefruits, and butterflies.
There you go. I like that. I like that. Grapefruit, the Citrus King, John H. Sherry. Everyone knows what Sherryland is, but very few people know that Sherryland was the last name of a person. A lot of history there. We've even had some major politicians. I forget which president drove down Conway during one of the citrus parades, and my history teacher is going to be upset at me that I can't remember which president. But Mission definitely has something special about it when you feel it, when you drive, when you shop here. But it's not necessarily too big or too small. Thank you, Steve Taylor. He just let me know it's President Eisenhower. Okay. President Eisenhower, and there's actually a photo. So it's really cool to just have that in addition to a Super Bowl champ, right?
Certainly is.
Any other things happening, big events happening between here and the end of 2017 that you want to talk about?
Sure. So another partnership that I'm very excited to talk to you about is we partnered up with Texas Workforce Solutions and the Texas Workforce Commission. Excuse me. And we're going to have what's called a hireability overview workshop.
Wow.
And what that entices is educating our members, employers, what does it take to bring somebody on board that has disabilities? And in addition to that, what resources are offered for free from an entity such as TWC?
Wow. So how did this happen? Did you just say, hey, I'm going to strike up a partnership with Texas Workforce Solutions?
No. So I was at a business mixer networking, I met somebody that's employed there. A week later, we met, kind of talked about, how could we partner up something unique that maybe hasn't been done in the Valley. And so this came about, was presented to me, and I definitely jumped on it, and we're moving forward. So it's first and foremost for our mission community, mission members, but also, for people throughout the region. I definitely invite them to join us. It'll be October 4th here at the Mission Chamber of Commerce.
Wow, you guys don't take days off, right?
No, so like I said, I've been reminding my staff, September's been very busy, and I think every week till the end of the year we got something going on here pretty much.
Wow. Good thing you have a lot of parking.
We do.
Any other announcements that you want to share with us?
I'll share with you that October is the beginning of our fiscal year, and so every year we have our annual banquet, and it's really a meeting to invite all of our membership to really kick off our fiscal year and to really share with them a lot of the new things that are upcoming 2017, 2018. But in addition, also just to really network and create that business environment to have a good time. And so I invite you to that. It's October 19th at Mario's Ballroom. If you don't have a bow tie, you need to get one, Mark.
I need to get a bow tie.
Because it's Derby themed. The ladies get to wear Kentucky Derby hat styles, and the gentlemen get to wear bow ties.
Very cool. I don't know how to tie a bow tie, so I'm going to have to Google that.
Yeah, so I know how to do a tie, but not a bow tie.
Well, that's very exciting, and as always, it's good to kind of kick off the fiscal year, bring people together, get people pumped, and in the same direction with the initiatives and events that are taking place.
Correct. And then I'll get back to, talking about some other things. I'll go back to the Buenos Tardes luncheon. My vision for that is to really bring national speakers and state speakers. And I think, bringing Mr. Palomares certainly sets us in the right direction.
Yes.
So we'll bring national, state, and local speakers, but that's really my vision. Because I think the people in the mission area and throughout the region, really need to hear some good business speakers or public speakers come and share that knowledge with us here.
It seems like you're focusing on exposing, your members to things that they're not normally exposed to.
Yeah, so just, opening your eyes a little bit more past the horizon. There's a lot of very neat things that a lot of other parts of the state are doing. And, I'm just trying to bring that here to the mission community now.
Last question before we wrap this up. Is Mission open for business?
Mission is definitely open for business.
Well, with that, we will go ahead and wrap up this segment. Robert, thank you so much for giving us time. I know that you got to get back to planning those events, for 2020 already, right? And to the Cowboys this next week. Hopefully, I hope that they win. This past Sunday, they did pretty good. So. Yeah,
the Cowboys are looking very, very good. Tom Landry was in spirit. Definitely want to thank you, Mark, for having me, and I certainly look forward to future conversations with you.
Yes, sir. And to everyone that is watching, thank you so much for tuning in. Feel free to share the live stream and tune in to the future live streams that we will have. And until next time, talk to you soon.